Oh, it's a fantastic stadium. Obviously you see this stadium, and like I said, every footballer wants to play in the best stadium, and certainly when you look at it, from the outside, I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on inside. I don't know whether tracks and stuff like that, so I suppose they're the questions what you need to ask the people involved in that. I can only comment on what I'm seeing here, and I'm seeing a fantastic stadium, which is obviously new facilities, and I'm sure it would move the club forward. Personally, I've not really played in a stadium with a track around it in the Premier League, and I'm sure if you ask me, if I was being brutally honest, if you ask me what I'd rather do, I'd rather not play with a picture of a track around it. But like I said, I'm hearing that it's not going to be like that, and there's going to be seats, and it ain't going to feel like that. So I don't know. Like I said, I think I don't want to go in the ins and outs of whether there's a track, and I think the people what are involved and the builders and whoever it may be, what's going to stop the track, and there's obviously going to be seats put there, then you'll have to ask them questions, really. Me personally, the atmosphere at stadiums, that's what you thrive on the most, and that's what makes the stadium all the better, really. Tottenham's the same. Tottenham's got an unbelievable, Upton Park's the same. It's like, it's tight, and it sets off a good atmosphere. So I'm sure the people involved in trying to get the stadium will be looking at something like that to keep that atmosphere and to keep it good. So whether the stadium, whether we stand there asking me that, with the stadium's bid coming in or not, it's important for West Ham not to get relegated. We're a big club, we've got some good players, and obviously we want to stay in the Premier League. And like I said, I think this stadium, for that question, the stadium's irrelevant, really. That we need to stay in the Premier League, full stop. So that's what we're striving to do.